Yo!
What's up?
My name is Osagie.
And my name is Krys.
And this is Prophetic Foolishness. Welcome back, all our faithful listeners. Welcome. If this is your first time tuning in, like you heard, my name is Osagie, and this is my good friend Krys. And we are Prophetic Foolishness, bringing you delicious dishes of discussion every single episode. And we would not be right if we did not say hello to our faithful friends, which are our Prophetic Foolishness family.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We say welcome, and if this is your first time, you could be part of the Prophetic Foolishness fam. Only way to do that is you got to stay connected. Follow us on all our social media, on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's it.
I think that's all of them. Yeah.
I think that's it, bro.
That's it. I mean, like Osagie said, this is Prophetic Foolishness, where we talk about uncommon topics that might engage with the common person and give them a space to challenge societal norms.
And that's what we do here.
That's what we do.
So, man, look, if this is your first time, I promise you, man, it only gets better. Like wine, we get better with age, guys. So we say thank you so much for tuning in.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we keep our ears down to the streets.
For sure.
And some of you might listen to that and be like, what does that mean, Osagie? You say that all the time. Krys, like, y'all be talking about this. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Ears down to the street is a term basically mean like we listen to the people. We are the people's podcast, your podcast favorite podcast. So we ask the questions that you guys want to hear.
And only those.
Only those, man. Delicious dishes of discussions that you guys want to hear. So with that, we bring delicious dishes of discussion, which are delicious places for you guys to come and have. Either these be conversation starters, these be things that like tickle your tummy as you listen to it, or they really challenge the societal norms of what you're living in. So we don't waste time, man. We try to bring what's hot like chicken grease coming off the stove, man. So we don't waste time, man.
Jumping off the grease.
Yeah.
We gonna jump right in.
Jump straight in.
We got something spicy for y'all today.
Something spicy.
Men, I want y'all to listen up. Women's, I want y'all to listen up too. Because you know what? What we talk, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
So we only talking about things that make dollars and cents today. You say, what do you mean by that, Krys? We talking about money? Yeah, we talking about money.
Got to talk about
money.
The cheddar, the cheese.
And got to talk about money, men's, and women's.
Women.
Our topic for today is it truly okay for a woman to make more than a man in a relationship? Wow. What a stinging conversation. I know some of y'all are already have your answer. Don't jump to conclusions. Stick with us. It's going to be a delicious dish of what?
Discussion.
And I'm going to come right off the bat.
Oh, man.
I'm going to come right off the bat and say, we cannot support the patriarchy that oppresses, suppresses, represses, and fails to progresses.
Hold on, somebody.
Are women's.
It's
been too long, the gender gap too wide, and our patience has run too thin to continue on in this conversation.
Okay.
What's your thoughts?
All right, Krys. So, as I was sitting, as we were coming up with the content for this podcast, I've sat back and, we've had multiple conversations about the dichotomy between men and women and where society's going, but also what are societal norms, but also what are societal realities.
Societal realities. Okay.
Like, look, similar, like if I want to be like, look, I think everyone should dye their hair pink, and I start dyeing my hair pink tomorrow, it don't mean everybody else gonna do it with me.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
There are some things that we might progress towards. Like, you can do whatever you want, but majority of the people still gonna do what they do.
Still do normal hair colors.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people dyeing their hair, majority of people keep their natural hair color for the most part.
For the most part.
With that being said, Christopher, this is a topic that has been above us or about us or talked to in our society, maybe under or behind closed doors. This might not be a publicly talked about topic, so much so that people, as we say it, they're like, oh, like, I don't know. That's not something people kind of like maybe go within themselves, but it's not really a thing.
Right,
whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, Chris.
Yeah.
We are in 2021.
2021.
We are trying to close the gender gap.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We are trying to dismantle all forms of oppression and patriarchy as they stand.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm for whatever that. I'm for all that.
Dismantling all the institutions in all their high places.
Okay. Yes. Yet, we still live in a society where it is the norm for men to make more than women. Yes or no? Yes or no, Chris?
Based on
yes
the facts,
or no?
Based on the facts, I would agree. Yes, it is the norm for men to make more than women.
Okay, that is the norm. Now, listen. My first take on this is it okay? I think for people to say, is it okay? I think most people would say sure. But I would say a lot of women who say sure are lying. Now, let me tell you why they're lying. Because dating and
they're
marriage,
lying that like it's okay for them to make more than their
they
man.
Ain't tripping. They
ain't
say,
tripping
oh,
about it.
look,
Okay.
I can make more than him.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yes.
But then you get Buddy Joe here who makes $15,000 a year.
15?
Rapping and selling mixtapes with his
heart.
heart.
Oh my gosh.
And
put
he's
his whole heart into it.
And his whole heart in it. And women aren't okay with that. They are not okay with it because, as an early age, as a young man, you realize to elevate in society, this is what my mom would call the facts of life, right?
Okay. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both,
it's just the facts of life.
The facts of life.
At a very early age, as a man, you understand that to elevate in society, it's not going to be your looks.
Yeah.
It's not going to be how cool you are as a dancer.
Nope.
It's about power, and with money comes power. So at a very early age, you're just like, all right, how can I get more power? You start coming up with jokes, you know what I'm saying? Or you trying to rap and go to the league. Because essentially those things get you bread.
Okay.
As a man, when you get more bread, now creates a higher echelon of valuable women that you can now go and date, right?
Okay.
Or thus go and marry.
Okay.
So you understand you got to get your bread up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So in that arena of you getting your bread up, women also know that, like, hey, not necessarily part of a man's identity, but hey, men are like out here trying to grind and get their money. And a dude who does that, most times than not, is the person that they're going to want to be with.
Sure.
So women might lie and say they don't care, but I do think they do care about how much money a man makes. And if they could choose, they would prefer the man make more money in an ideal world.
You think in an ideal world, a woman would choose a man who makes more money.
Absolutely.
I am going to bring you into reality nowadays.
Talk to me, Chris.
I think maybe 50 years ago, that statement would have rang true. But we are in 2021.
Yes.
And even though the societal norm is still that women make cents on the dollar compared to the man, when there's a high earning woman, she is high earning. She don't need no man to make no bread.
Facts.
50 years ago, 60
Facts.
years ago, maybe
Facts.
70 years ago, they would have needed a man to provide because there just wasn't that societal norm of women being in the workplace and being high achieving in the workplace. Nowadays, though, women don't need a man for his pocketbook. They got their own bread.
You're right.
And so then what they look for a well-rounded dude. That's my first case of defense.
Well-rounded.
Is women don't want men for their money. Women want a man who can provide emotional stability, emotional security, romance, physical attraction, experiences, all of that.
I would agree with you. I actually would agree with you to your point. I do think, though, that they care, right? So let me put it in layman's terms here, right?
Okay.
If a woman is making $100,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
If that's like how much she's making.
Yeah.
If the dude is making 30 grand a year or 40 grand a year.
That's
no. If he's making 30 or 40 grand a year and he's all those things, she is going to look over him. It's the honest facts. She's going to look over him. And you know what she's going to go look for? She's going to look for, now she understands as herself, I'm making a certain amount of money.
Yes.
So I am now in a certain level of society.
Yes.
Let's use it in football terms. She's now a second-round draft pick.
Okay.
She's not going to go
a solid second round.
Second-round draft pick.
Yeah.
She's not going to go find a sixth-round draft pick man. She's
Or
going to shoot.
maybe a free agent.
Or free agent.
Yeah.
She's going to shoot for a first-rounder or a high second-rounder.
Okay.
And that high second-rounder, as a woman who's making that much money, she's going to look for, all right, if I'm making $100,000, then let me find a man who's maybe making a little bit more than that. It don't gotta be significant. You're right. Like, she doesn't need him to provide for her.
Yeah.
But she is now in a different bracket, so she's going to want that.
I will push back against that because you are using a very extreme example. You're comparing $100,000 to $30,000. I don't even think a man on the flip side, a man who was making $100,000 might not even consider a woman who was making $30,000.
You say that, but this is another thing in facts of life and reality.
Yeah.
Men do not necessarily care how much women make. It's a bonus.
It is a bonus. So if a man doesn't need, I mean, I agree with you that men care more so about physical looks and all that kind of stuff. But why can't it be the same for a woman?
But that's just not the reality we live in.
Yeah.
Sure, like if you want that, go do for it. But like there are societal norms in which we live in. Like I said, look, there are multiple dudes, right? Athletes, superstars, dudes who make big bread, very rich, wealthy dudes. They will go and wife a girl who is a bum. Like as all she is pretty, nice, cooperative, cute, and they'll wife them. Absolutely. Like you can come be my wife as long as you love me well, take care of me. You're beautiful, take care of yourself. Cool. I ain't tripping because I know I got the bread. I got the power.
That's extreme money though.
I know, but there are dudes who even like, bro, like think about stay-at-home moms. Like, no knock to them, but it's because the husband can afford for them to stay at home, right? Yeah. Women, there is no scenario in the entirety of life that you have seen a very rich woman go and like gal or go and cuff a man who is poor. It doesn't happen. They only go for men who are in their certain tax bracket. Now, I think to your point, like I said, women are making more money.
Women are making more money now.
More money. So that,
than they have before.
And so their standards are now higher.
Yes.
So men are like, oh, I got to really get on my grind and get my money up.
Yeah.
So that I can get maybe a woman of that stature or that like educated stuff like that. The money is just a bonus. They don't necessarily care that much of what a woman makes. Like there's not dudes who are out here like, I was going to marry her, but I found out she was making $60K instead of $80K. Yeah. While there are women who are like, that's a different lifestyle than I experience or that I'm wanting. Or, hey, I'm looking to maybe stay at home one day. He has to get his bread up more. Or, hey, I'm making this much. He has to get his bread up more.
Yes.
Society supports this overall for men.
Yeah. That's interesting that you say that because I think that this conversation could go two different ways. And right now, I think that you're arguing on the side that a woman wouldn't prefer a man that makes less than him. Let's talk about the vice versa.
Okay.
I think that in our society, more men need to be comfortable and go after women who make more than them.
Okay.
Why? Because I think that too often in our society, men are intimidated by powerful women. And so I think that more often than not, women don't choose men or pursue men who make less than them because they often come off as weak or insecure because they place their value in their pockets that don't got no value.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
My uncle told me a very, very great quote one day.
What was the quote?
He said, whether you are a shoe cleaner or the president of the United States, every man wants to be the king of his castle. And so, to your point, right? The reason why, and I'm not going to negate you, but I'm going to tell you the reason why men feel intimidated by women who make more money than them, right? Let me give the situation here.
Yeah.
Say me and yourself, or say yourself, right? You're a man in a marriage that's making, I don't know, $40K. Like, I'm just using these numbers so that we have tangible understanding.
Sure.
And your wife's making $130K. Yeah. Right?
That's a $90K difference.
A $90K difference.
Yeah.
And then she comes home and you're looking at the budget and you're like, man, we kind of spending kind of crazy right now. we a little over what our projections are or our goals, right?
Yeah.
And you come home, you're like, hey, babe, listen, we need to like chill out on our spending. Like we going a little over. And she said, and what if, as a man, she comes to you like, we need to do what? I bring in the bread in this house. So while you might need to chill out, I don't need to do nothing. As a man, you are traumatized, emasculated in that moment. Can you imagine now in that moment? Because men, this is why I say men want to make more, because men are used to power, right? In a society. I'm not saying women aren't. Women do deserve power in certain, as a whole. Yeah. But men are used to power. Yes. So you very much can delegate power and be like, look, I'm not gonna flex my muscles because I know I have the opportunity. Yes. Sometimes women don't get it, so when they get it, it's almost like they go crazy. They gonna bully you. And they gonna be like, look, ain't no bread. Look, I'm the one telling you what we doing. Yeah. And as a man, and now you no longer feel like you're the like you feel emasculated in your home. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You know what I'm thinking? You said a phrase there that triggered something in me. Because you said men are used to power. And so if I had a quick thought there. It was almost like That's the Raven. I went through this whole deja vu and came to that. But the quote that came to my mind is one that's been floating around the internet lately. It says, when you're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression. Oh, wait, I'm going to say that quote again, but I'm just going to change privilege with power. So when men are accustomed to power, equality feels like oppression. Okay. And why do I say that? Because the power that men have grown used to has been established by patriarchy. By denying women the right to earn as much as them. I would say even today, I mean, the majority of the workforce today is women.
You pulling out stats.
I'm pulling out stats. I'm looking all over stats. And the crazy thing that even though the majority of the workforce today is women, on average, women make generally between 60 to 80 cents on the dollar as a man. Wow. And once you get to minority women, that number plummets. Latinas make 55 cents on the dollar compared to a man. Okay. Black women, 63 cents on the dollar. Asian women, they're at 87 cents. I mean, they're doing pretty good. They're catching up. Yeah. But still, I think that the whole power struggle, now that things are becoming more equal, men are getting scared of women being on the same level as them. And I think that the norm now needs to be incomes of equal or higher on one side or the other side, and people being accustomed to that.
See, the thing is, I'm actually agreeing with you.
Yes.
I think women deserve to be paid equally. Yes. Get your bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't like, I would be sick if my wife was out here taking less money because of whatever the case may be. Pay her what she's worth. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I'm saying you play in your league. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, play in your league.
Play in your league.
Sis, if you a big baller, like you making big bread, play with the big bread people. Yeah. And if you're cool with dating a man or marrying a man with way more money, or that you have way more money, you have to make it clear up front, like, hey, Big Daddy, listen, our finances are one together. Heck, you can be the head, like you can be the head or whatnot if you want them to feel comfortable with it. Okay. Vice versa, just like if a dude's making stupid bread, and he's like, hey, I want my wife to stay at home or whatnot, you got to make it seem like, oh, no, like you ain't getting an allowance from me. Right. Look, we're one. This is our thing. I might just be the one making the bread here. Yeah. So I think that's why people need to play in your league. Yeah. Like, it's okay.
I mean, I can understand playing in your league and all that kind of stuff. But like some other conversations that we've had in the past, you know, whether or not stay-at-home dads is the new wave or husbands and wives sharing joint bank accounts, etc. We've built a foundation for this conversation, and so I'm going to pull back from some of those things. You know, in our conversation about stay-at-home dads with the new wave, it was because women in that situation, in some situations, shout out to belief in fatherhood, we're in a position to make more money.
I'm glad you said belief in fatherhood.
All right, Glenn.
Okay,
Glenn Henry.
Okay, Glenn Henry could be your kin. We don't know.
Could be my kin. I don't know.
So this is the difference, right? Yes. I do think there are certain caveats to this conversation, right? Like, I'm not telling you, hey, face value, but like sometimes women marry men based off potential, which is fine.
Yes.
But
you can't quantify potential.
Can't quantify potential.
Yeah.
But they are doing it with a very return on investment in sight closely.
Yeah.
So let's take belief in fatherhood.
Yeah, let's
right?
take him. Yeah.
Belief in fatherhood was a stay-at-home dad. Made it, it was a norm, stuff like that. But what did belief in fatherhood do? He started grinding.
He was grinding.
Belief's wife was making more than him, but this dude knew that. Hey, bro, look. This dude knew, look, if she's making more than me today, she not going to be making more than me in the future.
Yes.
His wife, Yvette, was a teacher. What's Belief doing now? Belief's wife is now staying at home because he grinded enough to be like a social media influencer. He's now making more money than his wife. Money. So if dudes out there is making less money than their wives, if you're listening and this is you, stay on your grind. Just if you're making less money than your wife, cool. Yeah. Keep grinding till you make more,
keep
bro.
Grinding.
Keep grinding because that's when all things will be set. You should push your wife. Look, if you think about this, it's not a problem to push one another, right? Yeah. Every man should do that. If you out here lifting and you getting in shape, your wife should be like, man, I'm going to get in more shape. I'm going to get in more shape.
A little healthy competition.
A little healthy competition ain't gonna hurt nobody. So if you see your wife making more bread than you, and you marry into it, that should be all the motivation you need to be like, I got to get my money up. I'm getting my money up so I can surpass her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Not to tell her she should make less, but so I can surpass her.
Yep.
Now, sisters, if you're making more money and you see a dude out there and you're like, look, I'm really chill on the man making less money than me, make sure you are very, very clear on it from the jump.
You got to be ultra clear because what you don't want to happen is for one of y'all to say something like, make me some bacon or cook me some food or
think about it, Chris. Everyone, we are sinful people. We have slip-ups. Yeah. But some of our slip-ups can be very, very damaging. Legit. So as a woman, right, if you're making more money, that's a lot of power. Yes. And hopefully, I believe most women, are going to handle it well.
Yeah. And vice versa for men. If the man makes more money, that's a lot of power. Exactly. Hopefully, they wield it well,
and I think most times men are used to the power, so they are able to wield it well. There are these few occasions and the outliers. We're not talking about those who use it to oppress and hold down the women. Cool, whatever. Yeah. But I think women would prefer that. So say you're in a situation, right? Yeah. The woman comes, she's the bacon, she's bringing home the bacon when it comes to all the money, right? And the dude works too. He just don't make as much money, right?
Yeah.
They come home, you know what I'm saying? They're both hungry, dishes dirty, you know what I'm saying? And they come home and the husband's like, hey, honey, you mind getting started on dinner?
Yes.
And she's like, getting started on dinner?
Yeah.
I worked harder than you. I brought more money home.
Yeah.
You get started on dinner.
Man.
You know what that scars that man, bro. That man is going to be a shell of himself. He no longer feels like he can even ask of things. Yeah. And he's going to be less than of himself. That's why women, I think, would prefer their man to make more money, Chris.
I think that some women might prefer that situation because they subscribe to our more traditional way of life where they're, homemakers and, they're raising kids, they're taking care of the home, etc. But I think I read this article today in preparation for this on CNBC, looking at Millennial Money. And it says that nearly 1 in 3 millennials and Gen X women report being the primary earner or contribute the largest share of money to the household finances. And that trend is increasing, whereas in the previous generation, it was only 15 to 20% of women earning the most money. So, though that situation may be sting for a man, the power shift, I think, is coming where the playing field be leveled and those societal norms of what it looks like for a man and a woman to exist in a home, and one be the one that brings home the bacon and the other one cooks the bacon, it's gonna be flipped upside down. It's gonna be some uncomfortable conversations.
And in that same trend, we are at a higher divorce rate than we have ever been. Now, I'm not saying that this is the only reason.
Yeah.
But I truly think as a society, in its healthiest form, right?
Sure.
I do think that there's been issues with men taking the money, being like, I have all the power, wooty woo,
Sure.
whatever the case may be.
Yes.
So let's just take the average woman, right?
Yep.
If the dude was making enough bread and he's like, hey, I want you to stay at home because like, is he really got it like that?
Sure.
They would be like, cool. I ain't got no problem with that.
Maybe
cool,
so.
retire me. People,
Yeah.
Girls talk about that all the time. Retire me. I ain't got no problem with it. I promise you, if a dude is the woman's making bread and she's like, stay at home.
Yeah.
Dude's gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna get my hustle. Whatever my hustle is, even if it ain't more than you, I'm gonna still work.
Yes.
Because of the society. Like, I still wanna like have something
Still
to say
wants,
for myself.
He wants to have something to do.
Exactly.
That
Women
makes
are
a-
way more.
That makes a lot of sense.
Way more comfortable being tricked and treated by a man,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, as long as he takes care and respects her well.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, versus the dude not going for that, bro. Dudes are not going for that.
I do think there's a remnant of dudes who would be okay with it. I think that it also depends on how big is the wage gap.
Them dudes is hobos, bro. They're hobos, bro.
If the guy is honestly like, you know, like the situation you declared earlier where the guy's making like $30K and the woman's making like, you said what, 120 or 140?
120,
I don't
like
know.
that, yeah.
Like, that is a big gap.
But they be people out there, bro.
There would be a lot of conversations in that scenario. But I think that if there's a situation where, you know, the woman's making $80K and the guy's making $70K, I think they could work.
I do think that could work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think there's situations that is the case.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, if you're the dude in that situation and you're making $70K, your wife is making $80K, grind, bro. Grind. Pick up a side hustle. Do whatever you can, because I'm telling you, there's something in him.
Yeah.
Most men gonna be like, all right, I gotta keep going up. The woman could be chilling. Like, I'm chilling.
Women might be chilling.
Bro, listen.
Yes.
Women make less than men in their marriages and be cool. As long as the man is grinding.
And
you know what I'm saying?
you're saying it's not the same for men.
No, dudes aren't just like, I'm making less than my wife chilling.
Yeah.
They're like, I gotta keep grinding. I gotta get my money up, bro. That's the honest truth.
But that's the thing. I think if they're already married, what's the grind for?
The grind is for himself, bro. Himself.
I mean, he's already got the girl. Ain't no other reason to get your money.
That's like saying if you start to get married, why
Yeah.
keep grinding to get a six pack? It's for yourself, bro.
I don't know.
You want to continue.
I know very little married men who got six packs still.
Bro, I don't know about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? People out here still working.
I mean, it's some out there who's still working.
You see these CrossFit dudes out here still working.
Okay, the CrossFit dudes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some dudes let themselves go, but
Some dudes,
ideally,
yes.
they don't want to.
They
you know what I'm
don't
saying? They're
want
not
to.
comfortable
That's
with what
true.
they're doing. You
That's
know what
true.
I'm saying?
So I mean,
I'm saying to the point, Chris, at
Yes.
the end of the day,
At the end of the day,
women would prefer, they do care.
Yeah.
Women are like I would go on a limb and say men don't care.
Yes.
Women do care.
at the end of the day, Osagie's saying that women care. At the end of the day, I'm saying that I think that men should be a little bit more secure if they meet a powerful woman and pursue them with haste. Because I think two high earners are better than none.
I hear you, and I'm
Yeah.
with that. But I do think if the woman is very high earning,
Yes.
very powerful,
Yeah.
there has to be some sort of like, hey, like I still want to be like, not in the toxic form, but the king of my castle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to fight for you to be like
I'm
the king of
interested-
the head of the household.
I'm interested to hear what our lady listeners think about this. If you can still have a king in your house, but the queen, you know, I mean, like the queen of spades, you know, they be cutting the kings down. But I'm just interested to hear the women's conversation on this.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Like I said, women sometimes be lying about it. They
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I'm cool
don't
with it."
lie about it neither.
Be honest.
Be
Like,
honest.
And when I say if you don't care, like take my scenario. You making 120 and he's making 30.
Yeah.
You're gonna be cool with it. If not, bro, like I said, most people won't.
I agree. I don't think most people would be okay
No, that's
with
what I'm
that
saying. But
situation.
vice versa.
Yeah.
If it was a man and he's making 130 or 120 and the woman's making 30, he wouldn't trip that much. He'd be like, all right, cool, whatever. As long as you're happy and doing what you're doing, like whatever the case may be, keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, y'all take this topic in conversation. Talking with your homies about it, bro. You know, I said what I said, man. It might be an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
But have honest conversations about it.
Have some honest conversations and yeah, let us know. Post about it on your Instagram, on your Twitter, blow us up in the YouTube comments if you
Yeah.
think we're crazy or whatnot. But we just want to hear y'all's feedback on.
You've heard what we said. Listen, we care deeply about what you think about this topic. So if you're listening to this, do not keep quiet. We want to
Don't
hear
keep
what
quiet.
you have to say.
Say it with your chest.
With your chest.
Yes.
Listen, if you listen to this episode, share this to your story and talk about how you feel and tag us, because we don't know.
We don't
We're
know.
talking about it right now.
We debated it.
I think I'm saying what I'm saying with my chest because I'm confident.
I think I'm saying what I'm saying with my chest because I'm confident.
So prove us wrong or prove me right, ladies.
Prove me right.
Stop. You listen. You don't have to lie for nobody.
Stop the oppression.
Stop. You don't have to lie for nobody. You're not gonna make a hobo a husband.
Yes.
It's okay.
Because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Listen. So look. Keep rocking with us, man. This is a great episode here. Like I said, please listen to us on YouTube, Spotify. Follow us on IG. We're also on Apple Music or Apple's podcast. So, man, listen, take this conversation to your friends, your spouse. Hey, husbands, take this to your wife and see what she says. But, man, you know, we always are here for a delicious dish of discussion every single week. We are not going to rob y'all of a delicious dish of discussion.
Never
and we
that.
keep our ears down to the street. And me and Chris, we're going to say things with our chest, man. And so, man, keep listening to us, man. Hopefully this was a great episode for you guys to rock with. You got anything you want to say to the people?
Nah,
Chris?
that's it for me.
Sure?
I said my piece.
You said your piece? You want your wife making more than you?
I don't care.
Hey, my name's Osagie.
And my name is Chris.
And this is Prophetic Foolishness. Peace.